check. We not take back no check. You pep talk. Tiggity check. Hey girl, let's lay the shot. We know say why you don't want the drama. When Tyson rise up the llama, say to pray at night with your father. He that thing by him out from the corner. You, me know say you're gonna rematch on you know say you're gonna. Bad man you run your mouth karma. When the then contract expire, maybe it's time to retire. And we have got blue blood. Right, I feel that I need to show my face then. It's only right. God damn. What's up?
I love the accent, you know what I mean?
You love it?
Yeah, I love the accent. My guy H Money, what up?
In the build, Dizzin. Drop a bomb.
What up?
How you doing, sir?
What's shaking with you, my guy?
We got Lisa Bales, Fight Fan Figures, H Money.
What's good?
What's good?
Blue Blood, can I ask you a question? How the hell did you find me?
Through my brother H Money.
Oh, H Money. You be doing due diligence.
Facts.
Oh, good on ya. Good on ya. You know, we're probably not going to have a lot of the same opinions, to be honest. Like, yeah,
it's all good. That's what we here for. If we agree on everything, then that's a problem.
Yeah, no, true.
You know what I'm saying? Then we robots. We ain't fucking robots out here.
I know. What do you want to talk about? Because my show was just about banging on Fury today. Just basically telling people that, you know, like he's not the best thing since sliced bread. He ain't really a champ in my eyes because, you know, he's never defended a title, as we know. And, you know, and when it comes to rematches, he doesn't do them. He doesn't honor them. So we went back to Klitschko, you know, when it came to Klitschko Part 2, he vacated, got stripped, PEDs, whatever, went. 3 years gone. Then, you know, we bring up to speed with Deontay Wilder. All right, you didn't do the trilogy, contracts expired, we don't know what's going on, but, you know, he still, at the end of the day, just didn't honor it. So, like, I'll bang on him.
Yeah, and that's like, I mean, we could talk about whatever, but that's my only thing is with Tyson Fury, like, is that you got to be a man of your word. You know what I'm saying? Like, stand on your square. Like, if you, I don't have a problem with him trying to fight Anthony Joshua. I have a problem with the way they're trying to do with Deontay Wilder. Like, if you contractually obligated for a trilogy match, make the trilogy match happen. They could have already fought already.
Yeah, they could have. This is what we've been saying in the whole point. Like,
now, Blue Blood, I got a question. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Lee. Go ahead, Queen.
No, I just had a quick question. Was this what's the word? Was it a consecutive? How do you say it? Was it a consecutive back to back like trilogy? You know what I'm trying to what's the word? Was it like
immediate? Immediate?
Right, immediate. Thank you. That's the word.
Yeah. It was immediate.
Oh, okay.
and that's the thing, right? So this is what a lot of people don't know. This was already signed from the first fight.
Mm-hmm.
The trilogy was signed from the first fight.
Right.
No,
so they had
it wasn't. It wasn't. It was only the first and second fight because it was sanctioned by the WBC. What
I'm saying is I meant to say after the first fight. From the first fight, right? They agreed to a 2-fight deal. Remember, Tyson Fury went on every platform he could saying, I got to fight Deontay Wilder 2 more times. Right? So they had a 2-fight deal in place since the first fight, right? Now, remember, they were supposed to have the immediate rematch after the first fight. And Tyson Fury, everything was ready to be. Only thing missing was Tyson Fury's signature. Tyson Fury decided, well, I'm going to sign with, remember, because at that time he wasn't signed with Bob Arum and Top Rank. So he decided, I'm going to sign with Top Rank, I'm going to sign with Bob Arum, you know, and then I'm going to have 2 fights in between. And my thing is, Deontay Wilder's like, he could have from that point, like, yo, you left me at the altar. You know what I'm saying? No, he didn't do that. He said, "All right, I'm a fight. Okay, you gonna do this? Okay, I'm gonna fight my mandatory, right?" And you know, when he saw that Tyson Fury was gonna do 2 fights, is when he said, "All right." He left the second option open. Now he already verbally told Luis Ortiz, "I'll give you the rematch," but he left that door open for the possibility of Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he wanted to get that mandatory out the way because he didn't want that to be a thorn, and we already know him and Dominic Brazil, they had a history. So Dominic Brazil wasn't going to step aside for nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he was like, all right, so give me the option. I might as well go ahead and satisfy this Dominic Brazil situation. But it's still in all, my thing is, he still was a man enough to say, okay, Fury, I'm not going to honor nothing else. I'm gonna be a man of my word and give you this match, give you this fight. So we get to this point because, you know, when we look at it from the standpoint of people like to say, oh, he took a loss, he's done. Well, if that's the case, people should have been saying the same thing about Anthony Joshua when he lost to Andy Ruiz. They both got stopped in the 7th round. They both got dropped. Joshua got dropped 4 times, but he lost to a guy that wasn't even in the public boxing eye. Mm-hmm. You had to be a hardcore boxing fan to know who Andy Ruiz was.
Yeah,
he wasn't even a 3rd option. The first option was Jarrell Miller. The second option was Dillian White. The 3rd option was Luis Ortiz, and then they just settled on Andy Ruiz. And so this is who you lost to. But nobody was saying that Anthony Joshua was done. Everybody was calling for the rematch. Yeah. And essentially, you got to look at it from the standpoint of, okay, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, they fought to a draw. So that fight is, okay, there was action in it. Tyson Fury was outboxing him. Deontay Wilder dropped him. Okay, whatever. It's your choice. Jack Reese, the referee, thought Deontay Wilder won the fight. Other people say he got clearly outboxed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that fight is null and void. It's to the side. Nobody won. Everybody can say what they want. So now you go back to the first. Now essentially the second fight is really the first fight because the first fight ended in nothing, no results. Yeah. So okay. So now from that point moving forward, why aren't we calling for the rematch? That's his only loss. This is Tyson Fury, who was, before his hiatus, after he beat Vladimir Klitschko, he was considered the best heavyweight in the world.
Deontay Wilder?
No, Tyson Fury.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So there's no, I mean, we could say, you know, everybody have their own opinion. You know, did this happen? Did the glove happen? Did the water happen? Whatever. At the end of the day, it's one loss. It's not going to be reversed. And they have a trilogy clause. So just honor it. You understand? And then Tyson Fury is saying, well, Deontay Wilder is the best heavyweight in the world, not name me. So then what are we talking about here? Have the trilogy match, have a way with it. You broke the live gate in Vegas. Have the trilogy match and then move on. You see what I'm saying? So my whole thing is honor. Stand on your square. If you sign the contract, because if the roles were reversed, Tyson Fury will want the trilogy, and everybody against Deontay Wilder will be saying he needs to get his trilogy. So just honor the trilogy. Win, lose, or draw. It doesn't matter what our opinion is. The fact is that you agreed to this, and you put your John Hancock on the paper, and you said, this is what I'm going to do. So do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't have to. It's not about wins. Okay, people say, "Oh, he outclassed him. He gonna outbox him." So just do it and get it over with. Manny Pacquiao. Go ahead.
But it was reported that, you know, Wilder was presented 7 different dates, and he didn't make any of those dates. And so then the last date that was presented was due to the network that fucked up with you guys. I think there was a football game. So they said, oh, you can't have the fight on that day. And then all of a sudden it kind of went dead. And then we got the news that the contract had expired anyway. So Tyson Fury said that he was moving on. And then we heard from Deontay Wilder, like, yo, you can't move on. And then we heard Takam in the mix that Tyson Fury wanted to fight Takam, and then that didn't happen, and then we heard Caballero. Then all of a sudden that fell through, and then it went quiet, and then it went on to mediation. Now the mediation is like I don't understand why.
And before you move on, right? So you see, like, so those dates that he was presented, Deontay Wilder didn't ask for the date change. Bob Arum did. That's Tyson Fury's team. Bob Arum wanted to change the dates because he said, "Listen, we ain't gonna have this fight in no empty arenas." Deontay Wilder didn't say anything, and this is something Bob Arum told me personally. He said he wanted to have the fight. He wanted to move the date back. Bob Arum wanted to move the date back to January or February in hopes that fans will be allowed to attend the fight. Yeah. And that's why you saw the interview with Frank Warren and Tyson Fury when they said it's too much money to be lost if we have this fight without fans in attendance because we broke the live gate. And that's why Tyson Fury and Frank Warren stated, well, we trying to work something out because we don't want to host this fight with no fans in attendance. And that's what Bob Arum was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So Deontay Wilder never asked them to move the date back.
Yeah, but this is where I just got like I follow like the sources that are going to be reputable. Like, you know, if you're going to have, but you've spoken, like you said, you spoke to Bob Arum, so I would consider that somewhat a reputable source. Even though Bob Arum, as you know, he's flip floppy. He says one thing one day and the next day is another thing. But
that's a fact.
Yeah, but. You know, if you're hearing Tyson Fury's team say, you know, that we presented 7 dates and Deontay Wilder's not taking them, who's lying? Who's telling the truth?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So Tyson Fury and Frank Warren, they're lying because they was the ones that said that they didn't want to have the fight with no fans in attendance. So they was on board and saying, let's move the dates. Let's push it back.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So,
but remember, Blue, Tyson Fury went on to say he will do the fight regardless of a crowd. And then when it got to regardless of a crowd, then all of a sudden
but then he changed his tune, right? And then he said,
Warren said there's no money to do the all of a sudden there's no money and we need a crowd because we're not collecting at the gate. So I was like, yeah, but we just had dudes say on record that, you know, he'd do it without a crowd. Like everybody else can do. Everybody else has been doing it without a crowd, or even AJ did it with, you know, 1,000, like limited.
Right.
We everybody did it. You know, Maxine got it done. So what?
And this is what I could tell you. I told the Deontay Wilder all the time. He don't care if he fight Tyson Fury in my backyard at a barbecue.
He capping.
I swear, I kid you not.
You're not capping. He capping.
No, he's not. He's not. He doesn't care. He's not. It's not about money for him. It's not about. It's just about
the intent. The deal.
Exactly. So that's all he can. I mean, obviously he's a prize fighter, right?
Yeah. So money's included. Yeah, got it.
They all say that, and they. Right.
But really, it's about money. It's not about the money.
So he ain't gonna not fight for free, you know.
Yeah, of course, yeah, and it's not gonna.
You know, just like Tyson Fury said, he would give his whole purse away.
And then he didn't do it.
You know, it's just like.
Yeah. Then when we asked what charity did you give it to, he's like, mind your business. He's like, okay, well then you said it.
Just like his dad, John Fury, just came out. He said, this fight is not about money. It's just about, you know, legacy. And then at the same token, he says, well, you know, they don't have the money to put up for this fight. Well, if it's not about money and it's about legacy, what are you talking about? They don't have the money to put up for the fight.
That bit I didn't ever get. I like that's what I'm saying. So so was it just like a clear? But then also you have to then take into consideration, Blue, that like after Wilder got beat, he didn't say nothing. Like, he didn't say nothing for months and months. He didn't say nothing for like 9 months. Like, why are you not saying nothing? If you really want this fight, why aren't you coming on your social media and banging on Tyson? Be like, yo, like, this doesn't make sense to me. And then obviously within these 9 months, like, every theory, conspiracy theory flies out the gate. Like, this one spiked my water. This one shouldn't have thrown in the towel. My suit was too fucking heavy. Kenny Bayless. Kenny Bayless was hi, movie as well. Nice to see you on Money. Nice to see you on panel as well. Thank you.
How you doing? Lisa Bales.
Hey,
my brother, Money. What's good, Money?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, what are you guys really saying? Are you really like? Because I was one of the first people to say, nah, man, Tyson Fury didn't cheat. But as things have gone on, and I look into the character of Tyson Fury, I can't come to the whole conclusion that he did cheat, but I can't absolutely dismiss that he didn't cheat as well, because he doesn't live up to his word of, like we said, with the Klitschko and stuff like that. And then even with the Klitschko stuff, there was rumors of, all of this cheating, both from back and forth, and then obviously Tyson Fury popping dirty, and he just telling a lot of lies, to be fair. I don't know what it is now. I just wanted Deontay Wilder to come out and talk. That's all he had to do. It's simple. We are here from different parts of the world. I don't know you from a can of paint. You don't know me from a can of paint. But guess what? From the sport of boxing, we're definitely all on one panel.
But when they do talk, like Chann, don't nobody like what he got to say. But my thing with the whole situation is, and I like what you just said, because it wasn't trying to convince people that Fury didn't cheat. It was the possibility that he could have cheated. But the thing was, nobody wanted to give Wilder the benefit of the doubt, not even the mainstream media. And then when we talked about it, it's only because it came from like channels like us. It felt like, oh, they biased, they can't take a loss, things of that nature. But as soon as Fury come out and say something about the cheating, then you see everybody catch on to it, and they want to talk about this, talk about that. Like Fury got a history of cheating. So for people to say that, oh no, Fury couldn't have cheated, he didn't do this, when some things is just plain and clear in our face with knuckles showing through the gloves, and you got sparring partners coming out talking about him. It ain't the point about convincing nobody that he cheated. It's the point about people giving Deontay Wilder the benefit of the doubt and say, could Fury have cheated? You know what I mean? But everybody just throw Wilder under the bus because they was hearing so many excuses. I ain't gonna lie, it was some shit out there that had me like, I don't know if that happened, but me
there's some stuff that's too wild. Yeah. Like, meaning the Nevada State Commission was there. Everybody saw your gloves get wrapped. Jay Diaz was there. Like, if the gloves were loaded, then sack fucking Jay Diaz.
I feel like
why is he not fighting?
The glove was loaded. I feel like it wasn't no padding in the gloves, and we seen plenty of fighters get caught with no padding in the glove. That's what I think.
If they're inspected,
if you get hit, well, look, they
just like this, right?
Yeah, they expected Madonna gloves with no pad. He still got away with it. So you can get away with it.
All we gotta do is look at. We could look at recent examples. O'Shaquie Foster, on the lower scale, he was getting ready to fight, Miguel Ramon, and they sent him a brand new pair of gloves, Reyes gloves, had no padding in them. His manager and his trainer caught it. The commission approved of it. His manager and his trainer caught it, and they're like, "Yo, listen, these are brand new pack, no padding in the gloves." Oh, we made a mistake. Then they go back and they send them a new pair. We could go back and look at the Floyd Mayweather fight, right? With Marcos Maidana. Maidana, no padding in the gloves. Floyd Mayweather had to pay him. Now, if we see there's no padding in the glove, why did Floyd Mayweather have to pay for him to wear a different pair of gloves? Like, just think about that, right?
Yeah, he should have just been scratched off the list. Like,
right. The commission should just be like, listen, you can't wear these gloves. But see, this is the problem.
What Grant say? Blues never make gloves. Grant.
They don't make gloves like that. Yeah,
he never made gloves like that in his life.
Right, and so here's the thing, right? We got to look at this, right? We got to understand what takes place in manipulating gloves. You see, just like Alexander Povetkin, he just said the same thing. Nobody talked about it but me. Alexander Povetkin just said, "Hey, Dillian White gloves, they ain't got no cushion in them." He just said both fights.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And Dylan White was saying, "Oh well, the thing is, it's two different brands of gloves. Gloves is glove. It shouldn't matter.
Yeah,
right. It shouldn't.
Padded.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And the gloves that Tyson Fury wore, right, in the United States, those gloves, the MX Everlast gloves are illegal here. You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
ever since the Canelo when Canelo fought Amir Khan, right, Money? That was the Amir Khan fight. When Canelo fought Amir Khan, there was no padding in the gloves when he knocked out Amir Khan. Amir Khan complained about it. From that point on, the United States said you can't wear these gloves, these Virgin Peer gloves. So now what people don't understand is the gloves that Tyson Fury wore against Deontay Wilder are the same gloves that that's the brand gloves, right? But what he did was he went outside the country. So they are MX Everlast gloves, but they just in a pattern form. So, and you look inside the gloves, right? It's WBC approved. So WBC, those Mexican MS, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you follow me, right? Yeah. So the Everlast MX gloves are WBC. Those are Mexican gloves. The WBC,
it's
you know,
right.
I'm out, Chann. Hey, earliest lady Chann. Red knowledge, straight from the Sun Cycle farm. Yo, Wyler, fix up yourself, yeah. Straight send from your girl, lady Chann. I'm pep talk. Well, I'm pep talk. We shall, Chann.